Hi YouTube and welcome again to Roxania Speaks. Today we'll be having a guest with us. Of course, you can see her now and I'll introduce her later. But before we continue in this video, please like the video, subscribe. I know you can't leave a comment yet, but of course at the end of the video, you leave that comment. Now, today we'll be talking about entrepreneurship. So of course, join me today. I'm going to introduce her. Her name is Trudian. And so Trudian will join us today. And of course, as I said, entrepreneurship. I've known Trudy since she was a wee tot, a joke. I've known Trudy since she was going to high school. We go way back from church days and we're still friends up to this day. Now, from I know Trudy always doing something entrepreneurial. So from doing hair, makeup, selling snacks, Trudy has done as had a registered business in Jamaica before she now transitioned. She's in the US, of course, and she'll tell you a little bit more about that in the interview. So right, so she did the hair accessories for kids, and if I can find a picture, I'll put it somewhere on the screen of some of the stuff that she did back in the days. She also had a registered business. I said that before in Jamaica, where she did the balloon stuffing art, kind of gifting services. And I'll put a little picture of what that looks like as well. And of course, Trudy is now, as I said before, she's overseas, and of course, she continues to pursue her entrepreneurial dream. Today, Trudy is going to tell us about her business, and yeah, let us see what is happening for her in her neck of the woods. So Trudy, how did you start? Tell me a little bit about what you're doing now, and why is it that you start? Why do this entrepreneurship business any at all?
Okay, well, hi everyone. Hi, Roxanne. Guess what? It's so good to be on Roxania Speaks. All right, so why the entrepreneurial? Why continue? It's funny because I'm going to get like a history. Back in primary school, I was in a club, probably you know about it, 4-H club, and they were always doing some creative activity and stuff. And I'm like, one day I'm gonna start my own business. But I don't know where it come from, but I was just like, just want to start my own business. And that was like from primary school. So yeah, you talk about the things I did. I transitioned to the US. And to be honest, I just kind of felt, I don't want to say empty, but I felt like I wasn't doing something I'm supposed to be doing.
Purpose.
So I started with earrings, making earrings, handmade earrings. And a friend of mine was like, why you don't start a business? Because I wasn't thinking about like launching a business. It was just more like, I have a little free time. Let me just make some jewelry. So I was making earrings. And that was that was early, I think it was late 2019 into 2020. Early 2020. Yeah, so it was like using my
Your God-given talents, Trudy.
yes, using my God-given talents to basically, yeah, fulfill the passion I had. Also, I was thinking of like generational wealth for my also I was thinking of generational stability. I mean wealth stability for my family and my son, especially my son, because as parents, sometimes we think about leaving house and land, car, fixed asset per se, but I was more like I want to put away some funds for him. So at least when he gets older, I have something to hand off or give to him. And for me, starting the business is what I thought or I believe would help me to set that goal or to accomplish
Perfect.
that goal.
All right, I didn't say the name of her business, guys, but it's
Trunique.
Trunique Collections. So tell us about Trunique Collections.
So Trunique
Hold
Collections.
on, Judy, before you go any further, guys. I will put her information on the screen. her IG page and her website. All this information will be posted on the screen as well as in the description below. Continue, Trudy.
Okay, so Trunique Collections LLC was birthed in 2020. It is an online retail business where I specialize in providing personalized and customized products that you can use as gifts. So it's a gifting service, mainly like personalized and customized products.
So tell us about some of the products that you have,
okay,
or the services you offer.
So the main products, well, not main, the number one, the top selling products I have would be mugs, tumblers, pillow covers, blankets, notebooks. What I can do is, you're gonna see those mugs and tumblers on the website because I don't have them right now.
I can put up a few pics as well.
Okay, no problem. So it's 11-ounce and 15-ounce mugs, 20-ounce tumblers that you can use for hot and cold beverages. So basically, you can give me your images or you provide the images. It could be text. For business persons, it's for like branding, a lot of branding items. So let us say a mouse pad. I have one right here. I can show you.
Wow.
So like this is the rectangular one. I also have circular. I would have them blank, and then the customer gives me the item in terms of the idea of the images, and I print it onto the substrate, and then send it off, ship it off.
That looks nice.
Thank you. That's the mouse pad.
So that's two different clientele then. You have the individual as gifting, and then you have for persons who are actually operating a business for branding purposes. You hear that, people? So if you're running a business now and you need to get some branded items, you can always go on the website.
Yes, and this is a mouse. This is a puzzle. Hopefully you can see the puzzle. Yeah. So also the puzzles. This one is an interesting one. Can do air fresheners. Yes, air freshener you can put in a car in your house. So this is a blank one. So I will just put the image on it. This is both side printed. And then mail it off, and I allow the customer to actually put their own fragrances on these. So I don't really put the fragrance on this. We also can also get handbags, ladies, totes.
I like that. I love that.
For men, I have shoulder bags for men. They're on the website. There's a totes. So what I did, because of course you don't have to promote, got my business printed. So I can have text, I can have images, and can also do umbrellas.
Cute. Branding.
Just as a gift.
I love that. I love that so much, Trudy. What is interesting to note is that you started the business in the middle of COVID. Now, before I get into that, because I did a previous interview with another person in Jamaica who started in COVID, and they shared their experiences, I would like to hear how you started, what happened, what were the challenges for you in the US in terms of starting the business. Also in Jamaica, the registration process is a little bit different. How quickly was it to start? You know, what were the procedures? I know US is big, so I know each state probably have a different requirement. So tell us a little bit about that, Trudy.
All right, so to answer the question regarding COVID in 2020, I know like probably like back home, the first case came in and you guys were like frantic, panicking and all that. Yes, COVID was here in the US, but as it relates to the effect it had on my online business, it wasn't a severe effect per se because it's an online retail. So I just prepared the items at the location and then I ship it off, and that was mainly what we were doing here, and it was like business as usual.
Hold on a minute, Trudy. Hold on.
Yes, so it was basically business as usual for most For the most part, it was business as usual because, as I said, with COVID, we were we were learning that it's really social interaction that
Mm-hmm.
allowed for the increase of the spread. So most of the online businesses, and including mine, I wasn't interacting with any customer because I don't really interact face to face because I don't have a brick and mortar business. It's
Right.
online. So
Right.
persons will still go online and order because at the end of the day, persons now became stuck at home. Persons now going online to shop more.
Yes.
So that was like a boost per se.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that yeah, it's yeah, let me say that.
Yeah, it's true though, truly, because you'd have persons in Jamaica who could say the same thing. Some persons would complain about it, but there are negatives and they're positive towards this COVID because even though it may affected some brick and mortar, it also helped with inefficiencies. So now you're going to have to put things in place to ensure that you're still up and running. So we now realize that we could have actually done this prior to COVID, but now being forced to do it, it is
Yeah,
done. So
yeah.
tell me about the registration process for you. How easy
Okay.
was it to start formally?
Okay, formal registration. The process was fairly easy. For most of the stuff I did were online. Back home when I was doing registration, I know I had to go to what's the name of the place again?
Company's Office of Jamaica.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. But in terms of registration here, I'm in New Jersey, so I can speak about New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
I started like promoting and selling one and two items, the earrings, before I officially registered the business. And
Mm-hmm.
that is something I normally like recommend to persons before you spend money and invest the time and the energy to go
Mm-hmm.
register a business and buy all your equipment. Start it before you actually do that. Give yourself a feel of what it is like. So that's what I did. So even though I have experience in probably running a little business before, I'm in a different country. I know
Mm-hmm.
the regulations different up here. Uncle Sam no joke.
All right.
Yes, I went online, got a company that actually does registrations, formed the LLC in New Jersey. They submitted all the documentations. The process took like a week, I would say. And I got back all the documents that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was basically it. No, they also provided additional services, which would be to get a business bank account, help
Mm-hmm.
you set up a website and
Mm-hmm.
promotion. But with each service, there's additional cost. And I'm like, you know what? I think some of these things I can do myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. I just allowed them to form, deal with the legal aspect of forming the business, getting the certificates, getting the documentation. Also with an LLC, we need to have what is called a registered agent. So
Mm-hmm.
they stand between the business and probably a customer or the state. So they receive any documentation that, any legal documentation that must be sent to you.
Mm-hmm.
So probably let us say someone said they want to sue Trunique collections, the
Mm-hmm.
document goes through them and then they send it to me. And so that's what a registered agent is. And as a LLC, you would definitely need to have that person in place. So that's why I said, let me use a company instead of me doing it myself.
Okay,
So after I got
great.
the documents, it was like a week. Then at the time, I already had a website, so I didn't need that service from them. And I said, you know what, that's it. So it's a yearly, because it's a company service. So each year
Mm-hmm.
I know I have to go through now and renew some of these things if I want to keep the business.
Okay.
If I
What about in terms of filing your taxes and so forth? Does that they offer that service as well? So you use the same entity to help you.
with the filing.
Mm-hmm.
So with the taxes, they also yes provide that service, help you to get a tax registration number or EIN number. But I did that individual. I did that by myself or on my
Okay.
own. And that was all. Everything is done online. The only thing that I had to do, like go in person, was when I opened a bank account. Because let me tell you, the first year I started the business, the first year I started the business and it was time to file taxes. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you, Uncle Sam the joke. Uncle Sam don't joke. You see, once you put your digits in the system, then you're gonna start a business. We're gonna do it the right way. So, um, yeah, I got the EIN online. When I got the EIN now, the suppliers that I use in New Jersey, you have like permits. So depending on the type of business that you have, also you're gonna
Mhm.
need permits and license. So for my business, I just need to have a particular license that when I'm buying certain supplies in bulk or
Mhm.
in wholesale, sorry, then there's probably a reduction in some tax or something like that. But at the end of the day, when I'm filing taxes, I have to pay it over. If
Mhm.
I'm for someone who will be doing like a daycare or a hotel, they have a different set of license that they would need. So if you're in this US and you want to start a business, you would have to find out within your state what are those permits and license. And
Mhm.
also we'd have to go to the county that you live in, which is like the parishes back home. So
Mhm.
each parish within the state probably have another set of regulations. But for a retail online company, it's like it's just a license for probably taxes and stuff.
So
Yeah,
it's
so
a
I
little
got
bit
the
similar to back home then. It's not so much different in terms of license permits and
no, no, it's
the only thing me hear so far is that look here, Uncle Sam now around with them taxes. So in Jamaica where we kind of slack off in recording and reporting, that's
reporting.
not
Yeah,
so in the
yeah.
US.
No, that's not. No, 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 no. Recording, reporting up here is a must because at the end of the day, they can just surprise you with a lovely, hey, we want to audit you. Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
you've been doing like so well or not so well, but we still need to audit you. Yeah, so back to the process. The first year, I opened the account, but I didn't open a banking account for the business. So I was using my personal account to make purchases and stuff like that. And when it was time to file taxes, oh my gosh, it was a headache because for every item, I'd have to show where that money was taken from or which account it was taken from.
Mhm.
And I have to go through, remember, I'm using my personal account now for my
Mhm.
personal living expenses and stuff. And I had to show separate the bank, the business expenses and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and the income. So when I realized that happened, I'm like, no, 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 no. What they say is right. When you actually register a business, you need to keep it separate. And
Mhm.
especially because it's a limited liability company, I want
Yes.
to separate everything. So I had to go ahead and get that one done. Now, the thing is, if you don't have a registered business in the US, you can't open a bank account. So that is why it is so important that when you register a business, you can actually get funding, you can start not start, you can get your bank accounts separated.
So it's easier in that sense.
Yes, it's
Um,
in that sense.
so what about what we do back home because it is so difficult to get a bank account, a business bank account in Jamaica? What I notice more small business persons do is to open a personal account, but they
Yeah,
actually use that personal account only for business transactions. Is
yeah,
that
that
allowed? That can work as well
yes,
for
that
the
can work.
US?
Once you know that that account is just gonna reflect the activities of the business, that's
Mhm.
fine. But I never know it
Okay.
was that difficult to get a business account.
All right. So it kind of sounds similar to home. So if I should migrate, then it wouldn't be so tough because I would have known some things from out here.
Yeah.
All right. So
That's based on the fact
Trudy,
that you have that background knowledge though. For
okay.
someone who really doesn't have it, yeah, maybe a little bit, but the process is probably the same.
You see
Let me say
why,
that.
guys? Roxania speaks. We talk about the things them wanna need for know. All right.
So
Sometimes people don't share these things with you, but Trudy is sharing from her experience in New Jersey doing her online business that these are some of the things that you need to know. No, Trudy, as with any other business, what are some of the challenges that you face as a business owner and how do you overcome those challenges?
challenges, challenges, challenges. Yes, all right. Challenge, time. I was spending so much time in my business that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I didn't need enough time for myself, or let me just say, okay, my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be honest. Like you have a vision, or I have a vision. I know this is what I want to do. I
Mm-hmm.
want it to be the best. I want to promote. I want to do this. Every 5 seconds, I'm either on the laptop, either on my phone, either making a product. Yeah, that can be a challenge. So that for me, that was a
Guilty.
challenge. So work, balancing work, family, and
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm going to school. So
Mm-hmm.
managing class, business. I don't have a management team. I'm doing
Mm-hmm.
everything by myself. So promoting, trying to promote the business, trying to make the product, trying to set up to take photographs, to load on the website, then we're going on the website to set it up,
Mm-hmm.
writing narration, all of that takes up a lot of time. So that would be one of the biggest challenges I had.
Okay.
How I now come to overcome that challenge, I had to sit down, probably that's one of the slow periods, and really reassess the fact that, listen, the business can't take up all my time. And at the end of the day, I have my family, I have to study. So I just have to dedicate, like I'm saying, I dedicate, I'm gonna say 2 hours, 3 hours, and I know I focus on something for the business. If
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to my bed, I would say, okay, before I go off to sleep, let me do an hour. So I have to create a balance, which is what I've been doing. So that's one of them.
And what type of tool do you use? You said you had to do some re-evaluation, like you use like some kind of planner or
Oh yeah,
something.
yes,
How
yes.
tell
I'm
me
always
about.
using planners. I'm always writing in planners. Yeah, I had to write down Roxanne. Like literally, I have to write it down. For me, if I don't write it down, that means it's not something I want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not important if I don't write it down. So I had to like literally set a schedule or a plan to say, listen, this is the only time I'm spending on the business. And when that time passed, that's it. So yeah, I use planners to record, to track, and to organize school, family, and business and finances.
Guys, they can go over to our YouTube channel, Truniquely Blessed Life, and she'll tell you about the exciting planners that she have on her YouTube channel. Yes, she has a channel as well. Yes,
Yeah,
Julie.
I actually have two. So I have the Trunique Best Life,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have Trunique Collections.
Okay, so
Which is
we'll link that, guys, in the description so you can click on that. All right, so you mentioned one of the challenges that you face. Do you have any more that you'd want to share with us?
yeah, the shipping. I had shipping.
Are you there foreign? Are you have shipping problem?
For international customers, really, that was the
Okay.
challenge. Yeah, in the US it's fine. Domestic shipping is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But international shipping, what I can say is like I'd have customers or persons interested in a particular in products, and let us say, for example, I ship into Jamaica. It's like we all understand it's a business, not my business, but the process is a business in itself. And sometimes person will say it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I don't want to lose a customer, but I just be straight up with the customer. Say, well, I would recommend or could recommend that you
Mm-hmm.
probably sign up with one of those companies because I know we have the companies back home that will give you a warehouse address and you
Mm-hmm.
can actually ship to that warehouse address and then they will get it. So
Right.
for me on our end as Trunique Collections, that would be seen as a domestic shipment. And
Right.
that's always good. And then you guys get it when you
Right. Based on
supply
the weight and the price for the item, then we clear it out here. Okay.
right. So it's just recommending that aspect of the service in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I overcome that whole shipping part of it.
Yeah, it can be a nightmare with everything.
Yes, yeah. And then the last one would be promoting the business.
Mm-hmm.
And why it's a challenge, I did say I'm a one-man LLC. Sometimes I do get help from family, but typically I don't have a social media manager. I don't have a marketing manager. So I spend more time creating a product. And then I realize that when it comes to promotion,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's where I need to bump it up a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, anybody out there offering that service, probably free for maybe a couple of months, or something that truly can jump on right now to help boost her business, guys, she's crying out for help, basically, for now. Right? She doesn't have a manager either. So if it is that you guys want to volunteer your services for a while until the business gets off its feet, then you can always link Trudy. Of course, again, our information will be listed in the description below.
I must
Trudy,
say
I
though,
like the conversation that we're having.
I must say the Instagram, that's the one I know definitely I use Instagram. I
Mhm.
always trying to post something on Instagram.
So,
Definitely. Trying, yeah,
so
using that platform.
Instagram, we'll put all the links below. The Instagram, the 2 YouTube channels, the website, all the information for your business will be listed there. And also, if I can put it on the screen, then I'll
Mhm.
put it in the video. All right, Trudy, so we're kind of winding down. There are 3 last questions that I would like to discuss with you. What would you say to someone who wants to start? That's one.
Mhm.
And how do you stay motivated? And then I'll discuss the last one after. What would
Or
you say to someone who wants to start?
someone who wants to start a business, I would say go ahead and try it. Why I say that? I always had this philosophy when I was back home in the classroom. Yeah, when I was back home in the classroom, I always had this philosophy that I would rather learn from an entrepreneur who failed than to learn from an entrepreneur who is just starting off for the first time. It
Mm-hmm.
may sound a bit off, but an entrepreneur who has failed before would already have the experience and would have known where they went wrong and what not to do and what to do in the future. So, of course, I can take up some of those little crumbs there and learn from that person. So, when I say I would tell you to start or try it, is because you won't know what you can do or what is there for you
Mm-hmm.
unless you try. So, it's not just having the thought. We always have a thought, yes, there in your head, but it's not a goal until you write it down and you actually take the steps to pursue
Mm-hmm.
that actual goal. So I would say go ahead and try it, but just make
Lessons
sure that
learned.
you're ready.
Very,
Yeah, just
very powerful. Very, very
take,
powerful.
take
Changes
that
a
step
whole lot,
and
truly, because I could speak on my experiences as well. You'd have started with this passion, and because you're so passionate, there are some things that you don't really pay attention to per se, and then you along the way something happens, and then you learn, okay, my God, I invested all of this money into this. Maybe I should have outsourced something instead of, because as you really spoke about family life balance, that's another thing. What I learned is that you ought to be working on your business as a director or CEO of your company instead of so much in the business. Yes, initially a startup, you might be working in the business, but after a while, you need to think strategy. And so just start, pretty much. Start and then you work on the kinks along the way.
yes.
That's good advice. How do you stay motivated? How do you encourage yourself?
First and foremost, my relationship with God, because I
Mm-hmm.
know that it's something that He has embedded within me because it must be. It's something He put inside of me, Roxanne, because it can't be that for years upon years you
Mm-hmm.
just have this desire, passion to do something,
Mm-hmm.
and you just keep on doing it. That's just that's being intrinsically motivated. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
for me, I believe that having a relationship with God and Him helping me to stay probably humbled, calm, that's what keeps me motivated. That's a big thing for me. I can't live with my family. I just want to know that I have something in place for my family.
Mm-hmm.
They help to keep me motivated. They're my support system.
That's good. That's nice.
And knowing that at the end of the day, I'm providing products that will make someone say, "Oh my gosh, this is so cute." That for me, I love personalized. It's something I love. I love personalized gifts,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not what you love you must do all the time. But I know that there's always a birthday, there's
Mm-hmm.
always an anniversary, there's always some event to
Graduation,
congratulate someone, a
christening,
graduation, a new baby being born.
list goes on and on.
Trust me, you're always gonna need a gift. And then sometimes persons have difficulty finding that perfect gift when
Mm-hmm.
actually giving them something personalized, showing that you actually put some effort into creating it or having it done. That could be the best gift you could give someone. That also helps me to see much because I'm like, somebody needs something like this. Probably one day down the line they will need it. So those things keep me motivated.
All right. So that was a mouthful. I really enjoyed it, Trudy. And I'm sure that, and I hope that somebody listening would be motivated as well, to start something. Earlier, in one of my other videos, I was encouraging persons to start. It's a new year. We have gone through so much since 2020, and we're still being faced with challenges. We don't know what life has to offer, and any opportunity to do something new, to pursue a dream, anything at all, I would say go at it. And as Trudy mentioned, and I agree with her, they are lessons learned. The failures that we think are bad, they're actually there to encourage and to motivate us.
Yep.
So um I just want to thank Trudy again for being a part of our discussion, telling us about how she started and the process in the US. And of course, as I said before, guys, our information is listed in the description below. You can go on our website and look at the products and services that she has to offer. And of course, not just look, but to buy, right? So I'm going to ask you guys, before you leave, please to like, share, and subscribe this video. As I said, this channel will talk about the things that people don't want to talk about. Also, we do family vlogs. We do we talk about lifestyle, and we talk about just about anything. Roxania speaks, right? So guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Trudy, for joining us. And of course, you can go over to Trudy's channel. Of course, it's Truniquely Blessed Life, and follow her as well on Instagram. And guys, like, share, and leave a comment below on the videos. So that's all for today. There you have it. Roxana Speaks. See you next time. Bye.